What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. What's up, everyone? This is another episode of Next Level Thinking, where we always bring you inspired guests to inspire you to take it to the next level. It's your host, Chris Holmes, and I have a special guest by the name of
Ashley Walker, a.k.a. Miss BU Do You.
All right. You know what? I'm just going to let you take the whole show since you won't leave your signature hashtag. Stuff
Was that a plug?
Oh, yeah, a plug. A really deep plug. But anyway, since you wanted to take over the show, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, a little bit about me. I am a mother of one daughter who's 16, about to turn 16, excuse me. Yes. And a teacher who happens to be a model and a fashion blogger as well. So I like to call myself Clark Kent because I am an elementary school teacher by day. And
let's take some glasses off.
That's right. That's right. The cape comes on, and like, you know.
Like, who is this? Like, little kids gonna be like, "I'm my teacher."
Right. So I'm like, somebody sees me.
Put glasses back on. Let's go ahead and, being real squidgy. No.
Right. No, but I've kind of coined. Well, I feel like I've coined the term I like to empower people to walk beyond the standards for their goals and dreams.
Awesome. And you always love to hear that, so you can go beyond the limits and chase your dreams and make it become that next reality. Right. So with that, let's go ahead and just start with the basics. So how you enjoying motherhood? I know that's a big topic for all the women. She's like, ooh.
Yes, my goodness. Well, we were teenagers once, and our parents told us kind of how things were gonna. Oh yeah, and when you get older and you have kids, you're gonna get this back and all that. You're like, yeah. And well, all that's true, all that stuff. I have like I said, a daughter. So daughters are a little bit different from sons. At least that's what they tell me. And so she was an angel probably all the way up until the age of. No, she's still an angel. Let me take that back. Okay, she's still an angel.
She's going through memory lane, like.
If she sees this, okay, she's still an angel. But that attitude, that
that swagger,
that really strong sense of self, tapped in, and so we kind of butt heads sometimes. But she knows I love her.
Look like I mind you.
Right. Oh, and then because I'm short, okay, she thinks that we see eye to eye, but no. I'm like, if I have to stand on a chair.
well said.
No, but there are definitely some awesome moments. So I enjoy being a mother. The growing pains, the good times and the bad times as well.
Yeah, it's all part of the life cycle of bringing that old memories and much more.
That's right.
So how did you get into fashion? Like, did that just come out of nowhere? Did you have a friend? Like, how did you guys get into that?
Well, I've always, loved fashion. I've always loved, clothes, doing different things with clothes and just, not just being exactly like the person on the side of me. But as far as being active in fashion, I kind of stumbled on it. A friend of mine has a clothing store. It was online at first, and she was like, "I'm not taking pictures. I need you to take pictures
she was
in
like,
these clothes."
I need some pictures.
Right.
Like, well, you were like, wait a minute, what do you mean?
And I guess, I'm like, okay, I don't mind, but, so, how the power of social media works. And so she started posting those pictures just to get some awareness, some traffic, because she was preparing for a storefront. And everybody just was thinking I was doing it professionally already. So that's kind of how it started. People started contacting me. Yeah.
Like, what's your range? Like, man, who's your agent?
Right. Can you help me model? I've always wanted to model too. Can you help me?
And
I was
you
just
probably
like,
got your phone like, I don't know how to answer this, but we're going to figure this out.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I was like, I told my friend, because they were contacting her too, just thinking, that we were really, doing it because we would have little small fashion shows in the right without even realizing it. Okay,
you're like, I didn't know this was.
I mean, you don't even know who you faking for, but we had those small shows in the store to bring more traffic, drive more traffic, and so people just started contacting us and really wanting to get into the industry. And so I saw a need in my area that I didn't know was there. So I said, you can't help anybody do anything until you've done it yourself. And so I kind of got out there just to see and poke around to see what agencies look for when you go for castings and stuff, and it's just kind of took off from there.
So like with all this going on, and then the celebrity, so she want to put out plugs and things like that, and yeah. You can get a look at it.
I wanted the people to know who I am. Some people know me as Ashley, some people know me as Miss Do You. So
she got all kinds of things. She gonna go on to that little phone booth and pretty much come out with the whole Superwoman.
That's right.
Cool. So I'm gonna throw a little twist, so give me the meaning behind Black No Sugar No Cream.
Well, Black No Sugar No Cream. Well, we know what that means. I am very, I love all people, of course, and I like to empower. I don't, specify. I don't, discriminate. I don't care. You white, black, purple, green. If I can help you, I will help you. But of course, a soft spot in my heart is to make sure that, people, African Americans are the best that they can be, because I just think that, as a whole, we can be amazing and we can be great. So
we want to be great.
Hey, it's in our blood, literally. So, there's a little soft spot where, I definitely ride for my people.
So with this, what is the driving force that keeps you motivated, each and every day as you continue along your journey and have these little milestones, things like that? So what is I guess the purpose and the why of keeping you going forward? That was a real.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's a good question. My why. Well, first and foremost, my daughter. I always like to say I can't slack off. I can't do things halfway because I have a queen in training watching me. So every little move, and even whether she acts like she doesn't care or it doesn't matter, she's still watching, because at some point little things will come out where she'll say different things, and I know she was paying attention. So my why is to definitely each and every day strive to be the best version of myself that I can be, because I want to make sure my daughter understands that there's no exception, there's no option to do anything other than that. So first and foremost her, and then I genuinely love to help other people. The same way, information, breaks, whatever is given to me, I like to extend that to other people. So definitely.
It's great to hear. So now we're going to do another little twist is, what do you think, I'll put it like this, what are the top 3 conflicts you see most people having trouble overcoming to get to their destination?
Top 3 conflicts. Well, first for me would be self. Self, and that's however you want to dish it, but I will say negativity, because any type of
self-negative,
doubt. So I think first and foremost, the people don't succeed or don't reach their goals because they sell themselves short.
Self-destruction.
Yes. It's before it's even a problem has occurred. People are always, it's okay to be proactive, but don't and plan for the worst, but you can't have that as the center of your focus. You have to remain optimistic. So conflict would be negativity.
Okay.
Number 2, another conflict that can hold you back definitely would be just allowing the standard to cut you off.
And what do you mean by standard? Kind of go a little bit more definitely.
Okay, definitely. Well, society, okay, we'll have a standard for everything, whether it's the way that we're supposed to conduct ourselves just in general, or as a woman or a man, a wife, a husband, if you're in a relationship, or if you're in a certain position.
So it's like certain media platforms, it's like telling you this is what you should be,
right.
or a male should be like this, or a female should be like this. So this is what's popular.
Right.
And then if you're not doing what's popular, you're considered like, oh, you're doing it all wrong.
Right. So definitely for me, allowing the standard to box you in is one of those, hiccups in reaching your destination, because, nothing great comes easy. We know that cliche, nothing great comes easy, but or overnight, definitely. And then some of the most amazing things that have happened or changed in the world, came about through an outside of the box type of thinking. And so I just think it's important to stay true to yourself, and whatever that end destination is, don't allow anything else, your circumstances or your surroundings, make you waver from that end goal.
Always kind of push forward.
That's right.
And just like,
That's right. That's right. When people tell me I'm too short to model, I just keep on pushing.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl,
but like when you see me on all these commercials, things like that, you just remember what you just said.
That's right.
You know, picking up that phone, trying to give me a card, and I'm going like, click.
That's right. Definitely.
Right, drop number 3.
And just for number 3, I think it's not building enough stamina, to go the distance. Okay. And so a lot of people, you hear people talk about self-care, and we have a lot of different, ideas about what self-care is. A lot of people think about facials and massages and things like that being versions of self-care, which those are, that's a part of it, to take time, and do those things to pamper yourself. But I think self-care goes even deeper, to where you have to take that time to self-evaluate and self-analyze.
Self-awareness is big.
Self-awareness is huge.
Okay.
It's huge. Self. Because at the end of the day, we know that we can't control the factors around us. We can't control other people.
True.
We can only control this right here. And what we do, what we don't do, is going to be that domino effect into everything else. So I think that self-care, self-awareness, taking that time to check yourself, that reality check.
People like, okay, all right, let me
right, because that that end goal is the end goal. But if something is not working, you have to definitely go back to the drawing board and be willing to say, okay, this was my fault. I did this. And a lot of people have problems with taking responsibility for their own involvement or actions or whatever in causing that whatever that happened, or why they didn't reach this, or
just pretty much owning up to it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like basically just looking in the mirror and be like, you screwed up.
Right, because the fact, look, it's saying, hey, admitting is the first step, right? That's true. It's like, because the faster you can become aware and admit that and be honest to yourself, the faster you can get back on. That's right. Falling is not a problem. It's, hey, getting back up. How many times you get back up? That's what matters.
Yep. It's not where you begun, it's where you end.
That destination. What's important.
Cool. So what are some future projects you got coming up? So I know you got all of this. You about to go into the phone booth again.
Right. Yes. Projects. Well, one of my goals, which I think is very important for us to set goals, set realistic goals, not set long-term ones, but not too far off. Start. I think it was Oprah that said, it's okay to list things that you're supposed to do to get to that end game. Yes, but it may be, what do I need to do tomorrow? What do I need to do in the next 2 weeks? Like, not trying to say
the little things in between. It's
right.
It's like saying like, okay, I want to be this doctor, and okay, all right, that's cool.
Right.
How are you going to be? It's like the steps in between.
The steps in between that's important. So one of my goals were in the industry was to walk an international runway in 2018. And so I was afforded that opportunity recently, and I will be gracing the runway in Cancun, Mexico next month.
Especially international.
So, I can add that international thing to my title, you know.
That
little, you know what I'm saying? Like, right next to professional, published, international.
You ain't gonna be able to touch it soon now.
That's right. Yeah, this petite girl is going places.
And more.
That's right.
Okay, so with that said, like, who are some people that you look up to the most to keep on this journey?
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Well, first and foremost, and I don't want to sound cliche, but my mother is definitely my first person that I
would have made it here without her.
Well, exactly, and I definitely wouldn't be me if it wasn't for her. And she probably, if she watched this, she'd probably be like,
You better give me my
yeah. Because sometimes we're so much alike. You know how that works.
You're
Oil
like,
and water.
You're like, oh, that's nice. Okay. You good. You good. I just wanted to make that sure I brought you in this one.
I'll take you out. That's right. But no, honestly, my mother, because all my life, from a young age, you know, she showed me that, you know, things are not always going to work out the way that you planned. And literally, when life throws you lemons, you make lemonade, okay? So it's like, as long as you keep God first and, you know, think about others before you think about yourself, and just keep on pushing at it every day. Keep pushing at it every day. Keep working towards. Don't go backwards. You know,
no turning back.
No turning back. You know, things are going to be okay, and you're going to eventually get to where you're supposed to be. Because what destination or what end game that we set out for ourselves may or may not be what's intended for us. So we got to always be able to, you know, keep pushing no matter what happens, because there is a purpose. We are perfect. Every one of us are perfect. So definitely my mom, because she, no matter what happens, she always keeps on going. She always keeps on going, and so that strength definitely is what was instilled in me, and so I definitely look up to her for that. You say.
You know, you throw another plug.
No, right. www. No.
She ain't got no kind of sense.
No, I'm gonna tell you at the end, okay?
Yeah, we got to get to that little part since y'all threw the plug in the beginning.
Right.
So with that, let's see, what question can I throw at you right now? One word to describe yourself. Go. Boom.
There. One word to describe myself would be tenacious.
And why?
Because I feel like that's a great word for me, because when, I don't care what it is, if it seems like it's going to be hard, if it seems like, or somebody tells me I'm not going to be able to do it, I will keep at it no matter what. I don't care if it's putting adversity. I don't care if it's putting a chair together and something not going right. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to make sure.
You're the kind of person that people hate to criticize. Well, I should have never told her that, because now you're like, you thought she was in 6th year. She just.
Yeah. You know, it's that thing that's something inside of me that turns like on
overdrive.
Full overdrive. And most people, when negativity or somebody is like downing them or something, they'll like back down into, or, you know, lose that drive. For me, when something seems difficult, it's just
you're that person
kick it into high gear.
It's like soon as they say like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? You'll find out.
Yeah. I'll tell you. You'll see.
I feel like I'm about to regret this.
That's right. Because then I, in turn, start getting on that person's nerves, because I'm just going.
And now you're like, pound.
Going.
It's like, you ain't gonna never boom.
Like, all right, I ain't gonna tell her nothing no more.
I should never did that. I just gave her extra fuel. I made her take off. Right. Literally.
She's gonna be the next president of the United States now.
say anything. So with this wrapping up, like any closing comments you want to leave to the audience?
Definitely. You know, for you guys, I just want everybody to know how important it is to remain who you are. First of all, to find out who you are. There's a lot of us walking around that, you know, feel like we know who we are, feel like we love ourselves, and we really don't even know what that looks like or feels like. So I think it's important to, you know, start that journey if you're not sure, or if you're not happy, or you have to figure out what it is in this life that's going to fulfill you by yourself, not taking in consideration anybody else or what they're going to do. You can't depend on other people, you can only depend on yourself. So my advice is to definitely learn how to love yourself first, because like I always say, you know, the little thing on the airplane when they're giving you the instructions and they tell you when you have kids, put your oxygen mask on before anybody else, because if you don't put your oxygen mask on first, you're not going to be able to help that person next to you. And it's the same way in life. If you don't take care of yourself, love yourself first, then you're not going to be any good for anybody else. So it's important.
Other way, you had two sunken ships going down.
That's right. We all going down, okay? Yeah. Be wondering like, why am I in the room not getting out the bed? You know, you really do, and it's a problem. It's an issue. You have a lot of people taking their lives. You have a lot of people that are just so unhappy with life in general, and they cannot see that it starts right here.
Yeah. So got to be the best version.
Best version of yourself possible.
Alright, so I'm going to let her have it, because you can go ahead and plug all the little slots and stuff where they can find you at.
Okay.
Just move out the way. Oh, she clearing her throat.
Clearing my throat. Okay, where can you find me? Well, you can find me in, I was going to tell you my address. I'm just playing. You can find me on social media, all platforms, at Miss BU Do You, MSBEYOUDOYOU. That's on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, I have a blog at www.missbudou.com, so you can also check me out and reach me there as well.
I see. I hope y'all also caught that look. She kind of gave me that strong look.
Like I'm gonna spell it. Don't say anything. I'm gonna spell it, okay? Because most people want to say MRS or MISS.
So we're going to wrap this up. It's your host, Chris Soames, always bringing you inspired guests. Closing this out, and my special guest by the name of
Ashley Walker.
And Ralph. Peace and much.